Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm already headed to work. It's only, I don't know why I couldn't sleep worth a shit last night. I'm going on like 2 hours of sleep, and well, I did have several cups of coffee, but I actually feel fine. Surprisingly, I don't really feel that deprived, so I figured I might as well go into work early and get off early, especially with it being Friday. Why not? And spend more time with the family. I believe there's a basketball game on tonight, and you could watch that. I think it's on tonight, game 4. We'll see, but I think the Raptors, if they win tonight, I've already given them the edge, but if they win tonight, I think they definitely have the series, and I have nothing against the Warriors. I like the Warriors, but at the same time, I think it would be fun to see somebody different win for a change, especially a team that's never won before. And the Raptors, they keep choking in the playoffs. They keep getting so close and choke. You hate to see it happen to them. You know, watched it happen to the Bulls for so many years. The Bulls finally got over that hump. So yeah, I'd be happy to see the Raptors get over that hump and win. They definitely deserve it. They're a great team. I don't think the Warriors have anything left to prove. I think everybody knows that they're a spectacular team. I am just so glad that LeBron James, whatever team he plays for, he's with the Lakers. I'm so glad that LeBron James is not in the finals. He actually didn't even make the playoffs this year with the Lakers. I was pretty happy about that. Oh, I've probably touched on this before in maybe a couple other videos, but I'm going to talk about the thing with gun control, gun laws in this country, and it's kind of like abortion. You know, it's I don't think we've ever come to a consensus about what the best thing is to do. Now, I'm not a gun owner. I don't really have a desire to own a gun. I would like to eventually go to a shooting range. I think it would be fun just to do shooting practice, but I don't ever have a desire to own a gun, because I think that I may not use it in the right ways. I could see somebody maybe, I kind of got a short fuse, I'm short-tempered. I could see myself being too quick to pull out and to use it on somebody, threaten somebody with it. I don't want to get into any legal trouble that way, and suffer from depression, and especially with me having a suicide attempt in the past. I don't want to be, I don't think it would be a good idea for me to have a gun, because I could see myself maybe having a bad day and being tempted to use it on myself. So I don't, especially my wife, she does not want me to have a gun. But as far as the gun laws, I think, you know, my perspective is, you know, Arizona, we have open carry, and you don't hear about shootings out here for the most part. You know, states like Texas and Mississippi, where they have pretty lenient gun laws, you don't hear about shootings in places like that. And I think people are less likely to do mass shootings in places where they know that, you know, anybody could have a gun. People are more likely to have guns and shoot back at them. That would make me think twice. And if you look around, a lot of these shootings, mass shootings, happen in places where they have strict gun laws. And I don't care what gun law you make. You know, one sheriff I worked for, he said the same thing too. He said, I don't care what gun law you make. He said, if somebody really wants to own a gun that bad, they're going to find a way to cheat the system. You know, like, you know, drugs. You know, beside, you know, marijuana. I mean, drugs are illegal in every state. We have section of marijuana. It doesn't stop people from doing drugs. I mean, obviously, we have all these other laws. Doesn't stop people from breaking them. But yeah, I mean, you look around over the years. I mean, that shooting in Las Vegas a couple years ago. You know, Vegas is a gun-free zone. So that took place there. Chicago, they have some of the strictest gun laws in the country, and they have, I mean, holiday weekends, they have just tremendous amounts of shootings, people being, I mean, over, what was it, Memorial Day weekend, they had unbelievable, like 300 people, I think, 300 shootings, like, yeah, 300 people wounded, like at least like 10 people died. That's just outrageous. Every holiday, they have an outrageous number of shootings, whether it be Halloween, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, 4th of July. It's just insane. And so many people claim, like, oh, that stuff, it's not happening in the general, area, the common area. That shit's just happening in the hood. It's happening in the ghetto. I don't give a shit. Who cares? It doesn't matter. And I believe when there was that Orlando nightclub shooting a few years ago, and that's a gun-free zone. That shooting in San Bernardino, gun-free zone. And I believe, there's just so many places where these shootings are happening, but they just have like such strict gun laws. I believe, was it Paris? Is that mass shooting that happened there? What was that, about 3 or 4 years ago? That's a gun-free zone. And where else? I mean, it's all like perfect examples. And now I think England, years ago they put restrictions. People just come up with another weapon, another way to attack. And I do believe in the UK, I think it banned guns, but ever since then, they've had like an increase in corrosive acid attacks. Acid attacks there have gone up like no other, record numbers. And there's also been a huge number increase in stabbings too, knife attacks. So it's like, even if you put a ban on guns, people are just going to come up with another weapon, another way to attack people, kind of like at a lost cause, no matter what. And my solution, I think all states should have open carry, or I think we definitely cut down on it. And, I know Obama, even in Chicago, where he lived for quite some time, they had some of the strictest gun laws in the country, and he was trying to put more restrictions. He was trying to increase the restrictions, I think, at least in Chicago and across the country. It's like, for what? Just so there can be more shootings, or people can just come up with other methods of attacks, more knife attacks. People just... make zip gun. People will find out, they'll find other ways to attack people, you name it. And, I think every state should have open carry, like Arizona. I think everybody should adopt to the Arizona law. I think there'd be less shootings, and people think twice. But what I do agree with, that I forget who had mentioned, I think you should have to go through. I don't think any nutcase, any nut job, I think there should be, I think anybody who wants to have a gun should be able to pursue it, but I think there should be testing that you have to go through. So in other words, I think you should have to at least go through like a, intelligence test, an IQ test, a psychological test, a background. Obviously, I don't think, I think that's like that now in most states, that convicted, felons, even if it's in their past, you're not allowed to possess a gun, any kind of firearm. I do think that's a good idea. I think, people should have to go through psychological tests. They should have to go through a skills test. I think they should have to have all kinds of tests. I do believe in the Second Amendment, but before they're granted that weapon, I think they should have to go through all kinds of testing before they can get that weapon. That's just my take on it. I think that would be a good idea, because there's some nut jobs out there. I don't think people that suffer from depression should be allowed to have guns. I don't think people that suffer from anger management, that's why I say, people that, are alcoholics, drug addicts, that might be prone to use their guns in the wrong way. I definitely believe in that. You should have to go through psychological tests. That's just my take on it. But yeah, no matter way you look at it, I think it's always kind of like abortion. I just think it's always going to be a lost cause, a no-win situation. 6-1 one way, half a dozen to one the other. So yeah, that's just my take on it, my thoughts. I'm about to head off to work here in just a few minutes. Get off, start early and get off early and enjoy rest of my get off around 5:30 and enjoy the rest of my Friday evening, the rest of the weekend. Please have a great weekend, everybody. Please comment, like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you all real soon with another interesting video. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye.